to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, all.
Morning.
Look for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. We have more than two people now, so we don't have
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. August 6th meeting,
I read through that to make sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like you did a fine job last week. I would make a motion to approve the minutes from August 6th.
we have a
I
motion.
think I'll approve it, 'cause I was the only other one here.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. Now, we have general public concerns. Matt?
I'm here on behalf of the city of Renwick, and we have a contract agreement with you guys to discharge some wastewater. And we would like to see if we can get some help as far as getting some dirt to widen the driveway and level off a spot on the north side of our lagoon so the trucks have a place to turn around, so they don't have to try to attempt to back out, they can drive out. Looking at 10 to 15 foot on the top of that driveway. It's a pretty narrow ditch, somewhere 5-6 loads maybe, just guessing, and maybe another 10, 12 loads to level up on the north side of our lagoon so they can back them trailers around. I guess I really don't have much more than that, other than whatever you guys have as suggestions.
Well, he called me on the phone and we visited about it. First of all, we don't wanna be in a position where we're putting the trucking company
Well,
in a bad position to
yeah.
back out onto the road and end up in an accident, so.
Well, yeah, it's hard to get somebody to haul it if somebody has issues
Right.
getting in and out.
So if we seem to have dirt in that area.
We've got dirt at Hardy, yeah, we can get some loads. Is that something that you want us to haul to you?
That would be great.
Is this,
Yeah.
I was just catching tidbits when you were in Booth for visiting. Is this in Humboldt or Wright County?
This is in Wright County.
And then did you mention there is an existing driveway? So you're
Yes.
basically widening it?
Yes.
And then you mentioned touching base with Wright County to make sure you've got
Get the permit.
the permits and that for the,
Right. So, I mean, if
That's a
that's
trucking
something
part,
you
man.
want Renwick to get the permit, we can do that, or if
We're
you guys wanna talk,
furnishing
I don't know
If
how that works.
If we're just furnishing the dirt and you guys are actually widening the driveway, I would say, have you guys get the permit with Wright County.
yep.
And we can just supply the
Right.
10, 15 loads, because I think you guys are doing the county a service by taking
Yes,
the
they
water
are.
from us.
Is this from the landfill?
It's from the
That,
landfill.
your favorite, so.
My favorite topic.
Yeah.
We'll donate the time to, you know, I mean, we can build it back to the landfill, I would
Yeah,
assume.
build the trucking back to the land.
Bill it back to the landfill.
Yeah, we'll build the trucking, you know.
Or put it on Carl's tab, he's known.
Yeah.
I mean, we got, we're edge rutting right now, but as soon as, I think they said by the end of this week, we should be done edge rutting, so we should have our trucks freed back up. I can get 3 trucks at least to hauling dirt by possibly next week.
Yeah, well, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
He just mentioned, they're just out there eyeballing, nobody took a transit, said this is how low it is, so in the neighborhood of 15 to 20, somewhere in that,
Yeah, we should be able to haul that in a day, I would
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So, I guess,
Make sure we get the permit from Wright County. before
Yeah,
we
get
start
it
doing anything.
squared away with Wright County for the driveway.
we don't wanna get in Rick's bad side on,
No. 'cause he-
never lived that down.
No, we'd hear that.
We have to go to a meeting next.
No, we don't wanna go to the Wright County Board of Supervisors meeting.
So if you wanna touch base with them and get the permit process started of widening the driveway, and the other one that's inside, there was a little low spot, right?
Yep.
So that one, that's yours, so, and we can get ahold of Ben and let them know when you got that, and we're ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right?
Yeah, thanks for,
You call in the office, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks to the city of Renwick for taking that lead.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make it a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Got another one back
Yes, we do.
So this is also on the Wright County side of the line.
Well, now,
What's that today?
we're gonna have to make a note of this and call Rick.
Call him anyway.
What's your name?
John Dalkey, last name's D-A-H-L-K-E.
Okay.
I guess I'm here, a little bit to discuss, the Conservation Department's management, or I guess I'm calling the lack thereof, of Oakdale Park. Just wanna make sure as a Wright County resident, it's okay for me to continue?
I mean, Oakdale Park is in Wright County though.
Correct.
Okay.
What are you up to there, Matt,
Yeah.
exactly?
What am I up to?
Yeah, what you said, maintenance or lack thereof.
So it's my understanding that after the last couple of years, Wright County Conservation Department and the Oakdale Isaac Walton chapter, came to Humboldt County Conservation this past spring, expressing a desire to close the campground there. Sounded like the Humboldt County Conservation Department was not in favor of that, and offered to handle solely take on this year's management, collecting fees, whatnot. I don't feel that campground's being managed in a style consistent with some of Humboldt County's more prominent parks. There seems to be no rules nor rule enforcement. At this past weekend, for example, Saturday morning walk, we had a full-size axe stuck in a tree, looked like a vehicle had been in the ditch, and there's a bunch of litter on the road. I doubt that would be tolerated at Sheldon or Gosh Parks. I don't know if these are actually campers. I think they're probably more residents. For the last 3 years, it's been more of a homeless shelter than a campground. That's how it is. My conversations with the Wright County Sheriff's Department showed that they were out there doing child welfare checks earlier this summer. And in past years, it resulted in drug paraphernalia being left there. And I'm not naive enough to know that that doesn't go on in other campgrounds, but I think the secluded nature of Oakdale probably makes it, I guess what I consider it's a crime scene waiting to happen. Without having normal, or I guess personnel on site or video surveillance, I think that sort of clientele is gonna continue to frequent that campground. So in summary, I guess I'm asking the board to consider whether the upkeep and management of that campground is worth probably a little bit of income that it brings in light of the negative image that it portrays upon Humboldt County's Conservation Department. If you do deem it worthy, I think I would request that you consider devoting more resources to that in order to make it a more inviting environment and reduce the potential for unlawful activities. If not, I'd ask that maybe work with the Conservation Department from Wright County and Oakdale chapter to see about closing that. It does have potential for great recreation, but I don't think its purpose was to be a place for habitation. So, that's kind of all I got.
Where is this actually located?
So it's in Wright County.
South of Brenway?
South, about
East
3
side
miles,
of
a mile
17, isn't it?
east.
Yeah.
East side of
It's on a
17.
gravel road out there,
South of Brenway,
about 3 miles.
about
and
3
a
miles.
mile east,
And a mile east.
across the Boone River.
And we take care of it?
I know, I heard some conversation, they had talked to Todd about something, I didn't,
We take care of it?
That's my understanding.
Mhm.
I'd like to talk with Todd about this a
I
little
think
bit before
so.
we do anything, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up. I have heard conversations from people who live over that way about it's not very nice out there anymore.
I mean, I could probably count on one hand the number of people that have used it as a campground. It's not a campground. $10 a night, if that gets paid, I don't know, and they live there until somebody kicks them out, so.
Okay.
I think you're right. Talk to
We'll have
Todd.
some
I don't understand why,
what's going on.
I'm sure Wright County has a conservation department. They wash their hands of it.
I think, from my understanding, I wasn't in these conversations, but, the Oakdale, the trap shooting club, Isaac Walton, I'm not sure what the relationship is there. They discussed with Wright County that something along the lines of, it sounded to me like the Isaac Walton chapter was willing to take part some of that upkeep if campground would get closed down. And when that came to the Humboldt County Conservation Department, they said, we'll take care of it this year and it'll be ours, but, I mean, that's kind of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
When I talked to Todd, he said, you can't kick somebody out for not having a fancy camper, and that's true, and it, you know, and can't really contact sheriff's department because there's an axe stuck in a tree, you know, they're logging this, so, it's kind of, and, I don't know, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you. Is there something, Isaac Walton League, you mentioned them, they have something?
Yeah, Curtis Mink, I think, might be the president of that right now.
But do they have anything to do with this location, or any?
It wasn't Isaac Walton.
It was. It was.
And they, I mean, they still have the wild game feed stuff in the clubhouse, I don't know what
So there are some facilities there.
Yeah, there's a building there that they used to rent out, you know, it's like a shelf, there's no, you know, it's a house with the clubhouse.
About like Dodge
There's an air
Park
conditioner.
shelter down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think-
like Dodge Park building down there that you can rent,
Yeah.
similar to that.
You know, this is where they had their wild game feed, and I always heard that, I always heard it was Isaac Walton, so did they
the... My understanding is the ownership of the property is half Humboldt County and half Wright.
Okay.
Really?
That's my understanding.
That's-
Isaac Walton chapters?
Or the whole...
The whole park is
Oakdale Park.
gone? Huh.
I think we need to, yeah, I think you're,
We'll go have some conversation.
yeah, we better talk to Todd, and I'm sure he's, I don't know who the conservation director is in Wright County, but
Yeah, it's interesting.
we need to kinda see the people that would be quote-unquote in charge, see what their take is on it.
Find out who actually owns it.
You wanna give me your phone number or something so we can contact?
Yeah.
You don't have to do it on,
No, you don't have to say that.
oh, wow, you can write it up here on my piece of paper here, and that way
Yeah.
they won't put it in the headline of the paper, so everybody's cranking calling you. Put it there somewhere.
I haven't been by there for a while, is the grass mowed and stuff?
Yeah, it's upkept, you know, like I said, he had a family living out there and doing child welfare checks for most of June, and now you got you guys that, stare at every vehicle that drives by, and like my fiance said, when we were out on our Saturday morning walk, you don't smell bacon cooking.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah,
There's smoke, but no fire going?
All right.
Whatever there is. but-
Well, we appreciate
You know,
it.
thank you, that's, I would consider this kind of a public service that you brought up to everybody's attention. Appreciate, no, thank you, though.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Me?
It's never dull, is
Do
it,
you,
Bruce?
do you have any place that we didn't know existed?
I
didn't
I didn't know we have ground on Wright County side.
I didn't know that either.
I knew Humboldt County and Wright County shared that for 30, 40 years.
Really? That's
Oh,
nice
yeah.
to me.
Really?
We'll see what
I
Todd
didn't know
has
there
to
was
say
park
about
over
it.
there either.
Well, I knew the park was there, but I just assumed it was all in Wright County and that they took care of it.
They tried to close it 2 years ago, I think it was, they were gonna get rid of it, and Humboldt County, Todd says we wanna keep the campground going, so
Huh.
we maintain it.
Okay, well, we'll have to get to the bottom of that one. All right, Ben, you're next on the list here.
Morning.
Good morning.
The only thing I had on the agenda today was to approve a application to work in right away for Black Hills Energy. This is to replace a natural gas service line to Pat Hill's house. What they have to do is they'll have to bore underneath 280th Street down at the county line, and then everything else runs through private property, come into her property from the south. I don't think I included the map.
That's all right.
I included the cover sheet, but basically.
They have to bore under the road.
Bore under the road down here at the county line, and then they're gonna run through her property to get up to the south side where they need to get the gas line to. They've got there's a new policy with the gas lines where if they don't know exactly where the gas lines are at or what the line is constructed of, they have to put a new line in.
they've done at another place there on the blacktop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a big
Yeah.
deal as far as...
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the, work in the right of way from Black Hills Energy.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second on that application. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So as far as work orders,
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, you got this, that, and the other thing, nothing specific or particular. Do they end up, so I mean, you know, so you got 3 shops, and, you know, normally it's kind of geographic, you know, I got a bad intake crapped out in the ditch, something. Do they end up, at your office? All of them? Do you have a list of everything, or do they?
I've got a master list of everything.
Okay.
To get put on a work order list, though, they have to basically call into our office to create a work order. I mean, just stopping a maintainer operator who's out.
Right, we've been through this a little bit, but there again,
Yep.
you know, this is stuff that, why isn't it done? And I said, well, you know, they can't do everything at once, and I said, I'm thinking and, you know, talking like, you know, with the...
We're just now getting to the season where we're actually
Right.
doing it. I mean,
So that part's fine, but...
We lost a month in the spring, so hauling rock
And
was slow. Now
everything's
we're
slow.
finishing up our edge rutting, and the guys are now starting to click away on the work orders, which is basically tile, fixing tile.
Any miscellaneous...
We're retying cross pipes. We just finished all of our stock cleanups from the storms.
Yeah.
Edge rutting is getting done. I know we're starting to, look at ditch cleaning, where guys have requested that. Problem is, it's not the right time for them, because they wanna cast in their field.
Right.
But we're looking at that. We're resetting all of our cross pipes from Hardy North, and starting next week, it'll be between Rutland and Bode on that stretch of road, because those are the 2 roads that we're paving next year.
Making sure. So the question is, though, if it's from shop to shop to shop, but you would have in your office, you know...
A master list.
A master list.
Yep.
So if it's on the master list, definitely is gonna get back to...
It's assigned to the shops, yeah.
Right, obviously,
Ours-
because it's still
ours-
kind of geographic, you just have the master list. I'm not gonna take the time right now, there's just a couple I just wanna double check, they should be there. I knew that what you just said is absolutely right, that this is, you're kinda getting to that, you know, miscellaneous things this time of year because of the goofed up year we've had. And just make sure they're there. And that's what I told people, I said, you could, you know, mention it because you saw the guy grading the road. I said, as long as it's on a work order, it'll get done.
Right.
And,
But
you know,
it doesn't get it on a work order unless they call a secondary roads office,
right.
telling a maintainer guy or...
Right.
And
Somebody
I
at
didn't-
high B that, hey, I got a
No.
problem, it's not a work order.
Right.
Well, I've always said specifically, if you call Ben and explain the situation, you know, sometimes he goes out and looks, sometimes we've gone out and looked, then it's on a work order.
Yep.
And then it's assigned to wherever it is, basically. Just to make sure, because I mean, we've had this conversation before, the biggest thing is, it's not that they won't get whatever fixed, is that no one knew about it. You know, the guy that saw it knew
We
about
put
it.
them on the list, and it's not necessarily on a first-come,
No.
first-served basis.
It's on a,
If we're over in this area with a piece of equipment...
try to get that area.
We'll try and call in 3 or 4 locations in that area to try and get everything done with a
Right.
piece of equipment in that area, so...
Yep, that's the thing to do, but,
Right.
so, basically, so if I'm, you know, getting some concerns about, you know, something, and I wanna double check, if I call you and say, hey, Ben, I got such and such a
If you give me
location,
the person's name, usually I can look it up.
or the location, or what it is,
Or the location.
if it's on, you've got the master list then of
Right,
anything.
and we can, I mean, if we had a laptop here, I could probably pull
No,
it up.
that's all I need to know, is just double check, and that's why I said, I'd follow up, I said, it's on that list, it's gonna get fixed. And it'll probably,
And sometimes it doesn't get fixed as per the person's request the next morning.
no, that's what I told,
Right.
We have to, I mean, you're
Well, I
not
mean-
gonna go out and clean ditches and...
Everybody
Ones
called
that are
in,
From the field, they aren't gonna kill their corn or their...
no.
everybody called in broken tile, or what they called broken tile in June, when we had water standing in every single ditch.
Right.
You can't even evaluate it then, because you've got water up to your knees.
Right. Yep. No, just double check on the master list thing, and that way if it's
Yeah,
there, it'll get done.
Did we have any, the other day down, just on the south, or north side of Clare there, they had, and I know it was in Webster County, but they got enough rain that the water was coming out of the ditch, filled, or out of the field into the ditch, and it was running, it was almost all the way across the road. We didn't have any,
We didn't
like that, did we?
No, we didn't have any of
Because I
those.
didn't hear any of that, you didn't send any message out that we had road closure. They had that, Clare Blacktop was almost really one lane.
We got hardly any rain on that one. I mean,
Wow.
It was all down south, because even at my house, we didn't get a whole heck of a lot.
Really?
We had,
Inch and a half.
I had about 3.5 at my house.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because there's three places along that, in their area there, where the culverts are completely level full of dirt, but it was trying to get down to that creek, and it was out onto the road
To get into
and
the
if they would've, in the one driveway, doesn't it look like they covered it up, so I don't know.
So there's probably not a pipe in that one.
I just figured it was high enough that it wasn't gonna flow that way anyway, but I was glad it was Webster County, not Humboldt.
Well, I think that bridge replacement will be getting started here in another week, 2 weeks. I got to touch base with the contractor this week and find out when he's looking at moving in for sure. We got a little bit of fence that we gotta remove for Bahanic on the south side before they get started. So we'll see detour signs going up here next week. We'll probably just cover them with plastic bags until we actually get in and close the road.
Okay.
But when I know the exact date, I'll let everybody.
The whole process shouldn't take too long, though, once you get started.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, you're talking 2 to 3 weeks tops to, pull the bridge and put the culverts in, and then another couple of days of, backfill and putting the new concrete on. We're not gonna mess with leaving it gravel for
Yeah.
6
Too
months
busy
or a
road.
year. It's a busy enough road, we're just gonna do it while we're there. So that's the plan.
And you said we're about done edge rutting and everything?
By the end of this week, they figure they'll be done edge rutting. Humboldt's done, Hardy's done, Bode's doing it right now. So we've got, 2 trucks that are edge rutting and another 3 or 4 that are hauling them edge rut material. I got 1 truck that's down over at Don's.
See, we had one backed in out here. And there's something wrong with that one? That's backed in on the engine bay.
Okay, I'm not sure about that one. That must've just gone in this morning. I saw Oak take off a little late, so I wonder if he was having issues.
I don't know, I just was gonna call you Friday, but then I didn't. So, well, that's good. Eric, we ordered snow blades,
I saw that. I read the minutes, that's why, yeah, that's fine.
It's always a good time to order them in the middle of summer, but
Well, you got them, hope you don't need to use them.
I hope we get the store.
Hope they can rust. Don't have to order any next year.
That'd be nice.
Be nice. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks.
Okay,
Now I'll make a motion, go into drainage.
how about we do the
Claim.
claim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Claim.
fine.
That way we can pop a couple of these off.
I'll change my claim.
Yeah.
Go. Change my motion.
I make a motion we pay the claims of $158,988.24.
Rick already made the motion.
Okay,
Yeah, I changed it to claims.
there you go. I'll second it.
So the numbers, what?
$158,988.24,
Yep,
and drainage of $11,142.96.
that's what I had. So a motion and a second, any other discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. We also have a couple here before we go, we got 9 o'clock for drainage, we can do the 2080 if you want to.
We have the agreement with the city of Renwick in front of us. It's been signed by the mayor and the city clerk. So we just need our chairman to sign, authorize the chairman to sign that one. There's 2 more out there, that have to come back in yet that need to be signed.
This is all the stuff previous, sending it out, they send it back, we get it signed.
Yeah.
No issue with what, from previous discussion
No,
from
nobody
any...
said any issues with it at all.
Well, I'd make a motion to authorize the chairman to sign the 2080 agreement for the law enforcement with the city of Renwick.
Okay, we have a
Second.
motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carried. How about,
Wine walk?
yeah,
Hy-Vee has asked to get a 5-day permit for the Hy-Vee Wine Walk, which is held out at the museum, so it falls under Humboldt County's jurisdiction rather than the city of Humboldt or the city of Dakota City, either one. I've got all the information, it looks like everything's in order. They do have an outdoor service request for that also. It's a special Class C liquor license, beer and wine with outdoor service.
Make a motion to approve it.
we have a motion
Second.
and second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carried.
I just, well, not to discuss, but is this something they do every year?
They've been doing it for a few years.
I mean, this isn't,
Yeah.
that's what I thought, I obviously haven't taken part in this, but...
Usually like the third Saturday or something in September.
Thought it
Yeah.
was vaguely familiar, but, okay,
I suppose they do a 5-day just in case the weather's bad, so they can
move it,
move
yep,
it a little bit.
yep.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I called the other day before, big dilemma on the, Labor Day Monday. Usually isn't a dilemma, the courthouse is closed, but we're making it official. And I guess, don't know what, that won't be a claims week, will it?
Nope.
So we can,
Well,
Whatever your
I'm gonna
flavor
be
is.
absent that day.
Me too.
okay?
What day?
The second,
Third of September.
Third of September.
Well, this would be if you want to have your meeting on the 4th,
The
or if you
fourth.
don't want to have it at all.
Or
Of course,
skip it
I'm not gonna be
I
on the
would
fourth
say-
that way. I'm gonna be gone.
Okay. Past holiday, if there's nothing hugely pressing, that we just don't have the meeting.
Okay,
And if something comes up, we can do it over the internet.
I mean, that's, what, 3 weeks away, I mean, and if it comes into the office, that it's just, man, we better not put this off a week. Bring it to our attention prior to, you know.
well, that's why I had her just throw it on there so we can...
Other than that, I'd say we've done it before, I don't think it's ever caused any problems. We have had it come up where, well, we probably better have something
Yeah.
following a holiday, but unless that comes up, I just say we don't meet that week.
Well,
Well, we can just-
that's your motion, I'll second it.
I'll be gone all week.
And a second.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carried. Now, Rick, you wanna make your, unless you have anything, Peggy, that you wanna, we can close the meeting while you're,
You're all...
You'll have committee reports when I come back, unless you want to do them
We'll bring
now.
you back then, unless you
Well-
want, you want us to...
Nobody,
Nobody's here to...
I don't have-
Committee report.
Let's do our
Let
committee,
me do
let's
the-
do our committee reports, and Peggy will be done.
then she'll be done and she can just forget us.
You're gonna miss out on some good cake.
Oh, yeah, she could. You could walk in, slam your door and say, I'm
Made
done
that.
with that. Okay, if you wanna start there, Dave?
I don't think I had any official meetings last week.
good for you. I didn't. No official things in the past 2, actually. Let me just double check, go back 1 week. No, I did not.
I think you're right.
And I had one, but I couldn't attend because I was off getting ready for a wedding. So I had none either.
So, we might as well make it 4.
Oh, great.
No.
I was gonna say, Carl would've come in with his briefcase.
Oh, yeah, we'd had handouts and a slideshow and a PowerPoint.
Meetings that I attended while I was in Alaska. Okay, now we'll look for a...
Motion to go into drainage.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
All same sign, we're now in drainage. You wanna-
Now, Peggy, all you gotta do is find Rick Hopper and send him in here.
Right, you can do that.
Perfect.
So, drainage, if you think about that, I think it's number 6, you just holler.
I think it is.
Relatively flexible this week. Just give me a bit of a heads up.
Yeah.
You guys want meetings this week?
That'd be fun.
Did you go
I'll leave it,
anywhere?
I'm gonna leave that to you, I'm gonna wait for your call, we can
We
probably
got much
see.
going right after the
No,
meeting.
that's my
Get out
bad.
here another
Why
half
not?
hour,
I
we can
didn't know
go
if you stopped by.
this morning.
That would work,
Did you go to the
Dave.
game?
Oh, I thought you said did you look at?
It looks like,
No, did I go to training camp? Yeah, that's why, and with the preseason.
well, we'll look at it.
Did you go to the game the other night?
It's definitely something that was
Nothing better.
filled with.
Than being a little
Something.
I don't think it naturally happened.
I would say that, yes.
That's awesome.
Whether it's an old tile they
They
did
did.
with,
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but they did win.
Norway with
Oh, hopefully.
section 5, it'd be right down in this corner.
Injuries and all that.
This corner?
Yeah.
oh, he got a couple pictures of,
Daniels.
looks like, well,
Brought it up last week.
looks like a,
Section 5.
almost like if you, when you install tile
One?
and it settles,
Balaga?
Yeah.
they said that's not where the tile
No,
is
that's
installed.
after two, big
But he said- but-
ACLs, I don't...
He tore his left ACL and his right ACL.
But especially that one, it just looks like, you know, the tile ditch just
Yeah.
goes down,
But it's not where the tile was installed?
It's just off of the tile,
or,
so he was just kinda concerned about it.
Or maybe they didn't get a proper connection to, field tile that was hooking on.
Where's that
Could
at,
be.
Dave?
or something
Section
that they
5 over on
dug
Sanders.
around to, yeah, find a connection or something.
But some of them
It's
places,
on that new one that
it
we
was
put in.
12 to 15 foot deep, so there could be just some
So,
natural
over
settling
here.
too.
Just off the
Bingo.
highway?
Yeah.
Mile
Right.
off?
Or section, it's,
So it's right in, you talking in, right here?
it's in 6.
Get off the gravel road.
Be right in
Must be
here,
a mile.
'cause we come up across, let's see, where am I at here? We come up across here, I think.
Can you pass this to the other Rick?
Is that right next to the gravel?
Yeah, he
The
said,
east-west gravel?
he said it was right there on the
How'd
side of the
the,
road.
sheep go down and
Yeah,
along?
he said, you can see it's kinda
It was
working in here,
hot,
coming through
hot,
the field.
hot.
Something had to have been,
We need to take a look at, see if it's a tile, or, you know, sucking dirt,
She was
or
tired.
if it's just sinking.
She tuckered out.
Your daughter or
now,
the
is
sheep?
this short and sweet, Rick?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm gonna give you a quick-
Nobody here's gotta be.
What's that?
Nobody here's gotta be.
And she's still, she just
Still
likes to jump.
bouncing off the wall, huh?
Oh my God, Lord, it exhausted Jamie. Those are probably for you, maybe, or no, Eric, sorry.
What's that, Trish?
Bill?
I signed a couple for you last
Atta
time,
boy.
so we can get them
Thank you.
forward.
Mary gets that one too, too.
I said if there's any disgruntled...
Why,
Yeah,
how,
it's all yours.
why is
Beaver
Pocahontas
trapping,
County sending stuff for beaver trapping?
'Cause they're in your
Oh, I thought they
area.
had beavers.
Oh,
Good Lord, word gets out, every county in the state sending me beaver trapping, I told them, it's only Humboldt County. This must be a joint tri-district, yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I have to call this guy.
okay.
Well, he's harping about them, so I
Looks
guess we're
like we
responding to
have-
your, request.
I know, but this guy trapped 13 beavers.
That was yours too.
We're on for completion hearing on, number 3,
Get reimbursed.
Mr. and Mr. Rick.
DD three clean out, you all remember the issues we had with that. This is officially the completion hearing. They've been paid everything but the retainage, but we do have one written objection, which makes me suspicious that there might be some other problems out there. you've held just over $10,000. The complaint or objection talks about rock they didn't pick up. They talked to the contractor, the landowner did, and they promised they'd be out there and pick up the rock and level and work the ground, and said it didn't happen. And then the grass grew up, so he's afraid to take his own equipment in there to do anything, because he hit a big rock with your equipment, and who knows how much damage it might cause. Trish, do you want to read it, or you just want to summarize it, whatever? And there's two
Yeah.
pipes he said didn't get replaced.
2 pipes?
Yeah, outlet pipes.
Well, we should probably take a look at them.
Yes.
And, because maybe the contractor didn't think they need to be replaced.
Yep, that's,
Difference in opinion.
Yep.
Well, let's do it now while the water level's
Down.
way down.
Yeah.
And,
We still have
view of
$10,000.
the-
Want me to read it?
You wanna?
Yes.
It's not real long.
If it's short,
It is. Drainage ditch starting in section 19 Norway Township. All along, as I spoke with the crew foreman, he's promised me that they will pick up all the rocks and level the bank. None of this has happened. Now the weeds are overgrown and the rocks cannot be seen. Guess I should have not believed the false promises of Jerky's and Son and just did it myself. My recommendation is not to make the final payment and find a new contractor to do the job. I am not the only farmer along this ditch with this problem. Also, 2 pipes need replaced. This was one of the poorest contractors that could have been hired. Thanks, Gary Nelson. And he indicated the spot where the pipes weren't replaced.
and where is that located?
Kind of like in a triangle piece in section 19.
Section.
I think is that the very upper end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks like section 19, like the
Southeast.
Southeast corner,
yeah.
section
Yeah, the
18.
pipe
Goes in at an angle.
Yes, yeah. Kind of runs from down by near the corner, southeast corner of the section to the northwest, and it's where it runs.
I happened to just be out there looking at another issue, and I seen the contractors there with a tractor and a loader and a little disc type piece of equipment. And I stopped and asked them, yeah, we're out picking up stuff. So they were out there,
Mhm.
but maybe they just missed something.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Obviously, they did.
I mean, they were actually on that side of the road coming out of the field. I
Okay.
seen them, so I asked
Huh.
them. So, but we'll look into it.
Yeah, I'll be back down here Wednesday, for pre-con for sub 511, but I'll make a point to get out there with our tech, so we can get any GPS measurements.
Did you know that, till there's 2 culverts that were not replaced?
Apparently, I have not seen them.
How did that come about, that the landowner obviously noted that they're not replaced?
If they got damaged later, or it might be just a difference of opinion whether they need to be
Yeah, you know,
replaced.
some people think I want a brand new one, and it's got half its life stuff still in it, you know. We
Yeah.
gotta go look at it. You can't make-
Absolutely.
You can't make
Absolutely.
assumptions from right here.
Yeah,
So I think
that's
we
right.
can go out and take a look at it.
With
I'll
the
go out
rock
that
issue,
way, I'll
yeah.
Do you
look.
have a phone number, we can
Okay.
get ahold of this guy and have Rick call him? let him
And won't hurt for
show
you
him.
guys to stop, take a look.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we will.
I recommend that we table this until we get this looked at, if that's all right with you.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Who was, well, that's pipe, and then it was mentioned rocks and leveling. You just look at all that at the same
Yeah.
time?
Yes. Yep.
You're gonna go down and
Yep,
take a look
we'll
at...
probably have a four-wheeler with us so we can get out there, drive slow, in case we do
Good
hit
idea.
anything.
Yeah, just to see what's shaking, and then get
Yeah.
a better idea
Yeah.
to make a decision.
And I'll get a copy of this from Trish, I haven't done that yet,
Okay.
Well,
we have it.
Yeah, I don't think we can complete anything or pay any retainage until we know what the heck's going on out
I
there.
wish we'd hear from other landowners, 'cause I had heard there were rocks other places too, but there wasn't a submittal.
well, he has a number on here, so you can call when you
Yep.
come in Wednesday
That's what I'll do.
to touch base with this guy, and
Yeah.
that way maybe he knows of other, so we
Yeah.
aren't going out looking for him
No.
if they didn't.
I know a lot of them took care of it themselves.
Yeah, they brought them to the edge of the field, dropped them
Yeah, they
off.
cleaned up a bunch of the old pipe that were replaced, and
Yep,
those did get picked up, correct?
yes, correct.
You know, this is really, the gentleman that sent the letter kinda summed it up. It's pretty unacceptable to have a poor contractor like that. You shouldn't have an issue like this with the ditch clean out. It just shouldn't even be an issue.
No, it should be a simple project, yeah.
Well, and I've brought this up time and time again, sometimes you get what you pay for, and this idea that the lowest bidder is always a huge concern. Granted, you want to spend the least amount of money. This is an example where it wasn't worth the least amount of money.
There you go.
So,
That's correct.
whatever we can do in the future to avoid this, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna, you know, say I'm not getting after you, Rick,
No.
but whomever can check references, you know, I had a bad feeling about this from the get-go. This is not a local contractor. If somebody just out, throwing bids out, looking for work, I'm not against that if they do a good job.
There you
but
go,
when they don't do a good job,
Yeah.
this is just a
exactly.
headache that nobody needs.
That's right.
So, Rick, you made the motion, or
Yes,
made
I
it?
made the motion.
Table.
Table.
I'd second Rick's
We
motion.
have a motion and a second to table the completion hearing until we hear back from Rick, on these, all in favor?
Wait.
Aye.
Oh, ho, wait.
We need to set a date,
Well,
unless
let's-
I wanna do another mailing.
Well, that's what I
It's up to
wondered.
you.
No,
How about we just, rather than, I'm gonna change, we continue.
Yeah, continue the
Sure.
hearing.
I'm gonna rescind my motion, and they call it continue the completion hearing.
All right, that sounds good.
but you need a date on the
Yeah.
continuation.
Well,
That's the problem.
and that's the thing, you got, next week's the 20th, right?
Correct?
Yep.
And the following week,
Could we,
The
is 2 weeks
27th.
enough? I would think so.
Would be enough for us to look, it's,
Yeah, give us,
yeah.
give us time to get out there.
Worst case, you continue it again, it's just a motion.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, do we need to go 2 weeks for a continuing?
I'd rather, contact, see
Do
if,
it on the 10th.
2 weeks is the 27th. You're in the wrong month.
you went way out there.
How about the continuance to the 27th of August?
That sounds like a plan. We have a motion to continue it to the 27th, and you wanna shoot for,
9 AM.
I guess, 9 AM is what the whisper was. All those, we have a motion and a second for that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Same sign. Motion carried.
While you're over there,
yep,
up on, section what was it? 5, I think it was.
Pipes and stuff.
There's a,
I know exactly.
I'm gonna go over and take a look at it, it's on Sandvins,
I was there.
Oh,
looking at it.
okay.
230th.
For different,
Don't know whether it's caved in or whether she's sucking dirt.
so this is DD six?
Yeah,
these guys were coming out of
6
the field.
and section,
The loader and
I
dragging
think he said
this
5.
type thing. I just, how you doing? Yeah, I'm out here picking up rocks and pipe and doing some other.
How long ago was this? Yep.
So is this close to the road?
He thought it
Yeah,
was just
right off of 230th, right on
It might have
Gibb
been.
Sandvins down here.
Or something.
Okay.
Steve brought it to my attention and sent that picture to me, I told him, send me a picture, and I'm gonna go take a look, see what it
Steve's
looks
number.
like.
I don't
You
see
seen them
it.
earlier,
I
and
can
I
get it
didn't realize
for
they
you.
really
It's
didn't
on
pick it
there.
up, so we'll check it out.
I can get it for you there.
Well, we got a couple of
Okay.
weeks to get it sorted out.
Right. Almost.
Good thinking, Dave.
But that's right in that same area, so.
Yeah, it'd be real close, wouldn't it?
This goes back to our conversation.
Here's his number on the top of that. On the top, you see.
Okay.
Is that Sandvins?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
In this field right here, right?
I
That's
talked
right.
with Doug Marks
Be
the
right
other
in that
day,
corner.
when I was out
Right in that
visiting on
corner.
the
Mhm.
washout out
I'll
there.
come up,
He
cross
said,
the road and come back across.
up here above Fairway,
Okay,
where it comes down along the
yep, yep.
quarry, and then it jumps into that Indian Creek. He said, we gotta talk to the DNR before we do anything in there, because you can't just go in there and say, we're gonna clean up that natural creek.
Well, yeah, we can't clean dirt
Can't
out.
straighten.
Well, I know, but we just, before we get our,
Yeah.
up
They-
to our
they
neck
have to
and
be
something,
involved.
let's make sure that the
Oh,
DNR is
absolutely,
all
yeah.
up to speed, so,
Yep, and all we're looking at right now is clearing out the trees.
right.
And there's a lot of down ones,
I
so.
know there is, and
Yeah.
that's, but we wanna make sure that they're in full fledged, support as
Yep.
opposed to, you know,
Or permission?
Yeah.
I mean, while we have them on the hook, we should ask them what would our options be down there in that lagoon to try to move some of that dirt out of there so that the water can flow through there.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you'll ever get them to do anything on that. They want to take
Yeah.
the dam out, so,
Well, it's worth the conversation though,
you know.
absolutely.
But Doug just said he was reading the Humboldt paper, and he said, you know, when you start messing with creek or the water, the river, you gotta wanna make sure that DNR is on board with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Have you had anybody down and looked at anything over there at that quarry that,
No, no, as far as actual measurement on that pipe, no, we just had to drill and make sure.
Could be a pretty good time to do that now, the water levels
Yes.
are down.
Yes. I'm gonna put due Wednesday.
well, I talked with Lance Olson on that, and he swears that thing was a 10-footer when they
Might
put it
be,
in there.
might
But
be.
it, I mean, it, I don't know how deep it is
Yeah.
underground, it's hard to tell with the tile covered with half corn stalks and whatever, but
Mhm, mhm.
he remembered, or Lance Tinkin said he stood in it.
Okay.
Well, it was over 6, huh?
There you go.
Well, it just, it's been
Yeah.
crushed and, you know,
We'll get a visual on it Wednesday.
also,
Water's down.
let you know, I don't know, did you talk to Tim or Jim Rasmussen? They got that pipe changed?
Yeah, they ended up a little, like 6 inches bigger than they had,
Mm-hmm,
before too.
right,
Yep.
so, and I haven't heard nothing from, Opines, is theirs?
Old Times thought theirs was in last Thursday and Friday, but I talked to the contractor this morning, and he's putting it in this morning. Just verifying the depth, so.
Oh, they're actually installing it today?
Yeah,
Okay.
So one of them is done and the other one should be done.
yes.
Would you make sure when you guys come Wednesday that that thing is,
Yep.
that those both were gonna be spring projects, which our spring was worth the boot, so we're glad they're done.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely. Yes.
And I'd like to see us do something with that out at the quarry as soon as we get the, ability to, I mean, if that thing's not gonna hold up for many more years, as big as that quarry's getting. The traffic going across that little tin whistle's not gonna hold that.
Probably
And
not,
it's
not long
gonna
term.
collapse on our tile, or on our
Ditch.
ditch, so.
Yep.
Do you have anything else for,
Can I,
sure?
mention on that it was, this pertains to Rick, that we got a bill from Rasmussen's for the removal, but then that is correct, that the district pays for the removal of the structure.
That was your discussion,
Yeah.
was...
Double checking, because
Yeah.
they removed it and billed the district.
Yes.
Yep. Well, he asked, when he was in here that day, he asked if somebody's gonna have to take it out. He had the equipment, he said, I can take it out, so.
And he quoted Rick, and he, were fairly decent about that, they stuck to their quote
Yeah.
for doing it, so that's not an issue there. That's just the way it is, and then they are obviously paying, and he was very specific in what they put in, and this, installed, it's a 9-foot 9-inch, 3/4 inch thick, at their expense. In the future, if a bigger tube is needed, it will be at the expense of the drainage district and not the landowner of this parcel, so.
And that statement's, I don't know, that's a touchy statement, because...
Well, we know what, we understand their thought process.
Yeah.
I hope that's never an issue.
I
I wouldn't think it's probably gonna be an issue for us
Our
as
lives.
trustees.
No, that never.
Maybe, well, Rick will be here, I mean, in...
But this isn't something we agreed to with the landowner. He wanted that statement in there that we weren't gonna come back 5 years from now and say, oh, it's not big enough.
It's gonna need a 48
Yeah,
alongside of it or whatever, that's, I think, the reason he wanted to.
yeah, so, that's fine.
Just wanted to bring that up, and so this is just the bills for the removal of the old one, and they're paying for the installation.
The only chance I ever see of that happening, and it just won't, is if for some reason we enlarge that ditch. You know, that's gonna take an act of Congress to get something like that done, so, no.
Well, speaking of that, I've been hauling out of Laverne, so I'm sneaking up through Hardy and going north there on, I don't know what ditch that is up there by, Warland. There's two
18.
farm accesses that go across those, and those are smaller pipes on that great big old ditch. I mean, it looks huge, and these little culvert are through there, and they gotta restrict the water on those.
You talking north of Hardy?
And that was the reason that we did, what we did with that was because it
Got another one
was
here?
restricting the
Beaver
flow
dam
of
there.
those water.
North
Yeah,
of Hardy
person has to
too.
look at
I'll have to
placement
write
and
a
drainage
report
area
on
above it.
today.
Oh, you just got it?
An idea.
Get rid of that sunbuck.
Well,
Yep.
I'm just,
Well,
that's,
the one, there's not a whole lot of drainage area above it, I know, the one you're talking about.
Okay.
And I think where the other one is.
down towards the bottom, but I think that's where there's a old, cement. It might have been changed from years past, as part of its, bulkhead there on the
Yeah.
side. There's an old
Yeah.
cement bulkhead there that I
Yeah.
think they kinda just
We repaired that here a
repaired
couple
that.
years ago.
Yeah, but there looked like there was another one a little further up. Anyway, that was asked the question, I don't have a clue. It wasn't like we just threw a dart at the board and said, well, let's pick on them.
Right.
So, I said I'd ask.
It's something that sure could be looked at sometime if I got good location.
Your thought process, it hasn't been an issue because it's
That hasn't
slow?
been an issue
No.
that I've noticed. I've been driving by it for many, many years. I've never seen a problem with it being way higher on one side of the pipe than the other. Or having the scouring that happens when it washes out of bank because the pipe's blowing through there.
The
Okay.
flow of it, I know, it just doesn't get like the quarry
Right.
area and that, which is good, but
Okay, anything else?
Just a couple of things.
Sure.
Related to the DD 35 outlet, I got hold of the DOT, got their plans for when those box culverts were put in by the hospital under
Yeah.
Highway 3. I checked the capacity of those, and there's something over a 4-inch coefficient, if you put a coefficient number on it. They're not a problem. More of a problem is the debris collects at the inlet end of them every year. I don't know if there's some way to get the DOT to do that, or if you just get permission to clean that out, just dip out the logs and things that get in there. I also looked at the 5-pipe under the city street further south. Those are, let's see, they're 66-inch pipe, 5 of them. Ironically, they must have had somebody look at those because it figures out about a 4-inch coefficient also when you get 5 pipe in there, so.
So it's adequate.
It's adequate, yeah.
Okay.
It's just that also collects material at the inlet end of them. It'd be good to get something worked out with somebody to clean those out,
Well-
at least on an annual basis.
yeah, so you're talking, are you talking like debris,
Yeah.
sticks,
Yeah, debris.
pieces of tree,
Yeah,
such?
Yes.
Who's been cleaning it out?
Somebody must be cleaning it.
They must be, or there'd be tons of stuff.
Well, it'd be plugged by now, is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I assume the DOT on the highway, but I haven't seen any activity.
Well, it all goes back upstream, if you will, to our discussion about getting the tree area cleaned out. That would help considerably, 'cause I'm sure a
Yes.
bunch of it's coming from there, 'cause we've heard of the dead, down, fallen trees, and that's the stuff that gets washed downstream.
Yes.
So, but, thank you, so the capacity's good,
Yes.
but we still need to get through our process and figure out that area that we talked about a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
the easements and such.
Yes. And I did do a quick look, I had one of my techs go get the length of the ditch from Highway 3 up to the cemetery, and it's almost exactly 4,000 feet. I looked at what it would take for right-of-way if you did 30-foot wide for the ditch itself, and then 20 feet on each side for access, and I think
70 feet?
Yeah, 70 feet total. So I ended up, what did I come up with? It was like $5,100 based on, they're not gonna pay a lot per acre for it, because they can't do anything with the ditch other than a ditch. So I put that at $500 an acre, and the access on each side, I put it at $1,000 an acre, for a total of $5,100. So if you wanna do something there to look at right-of-way, I would officially submit something like this.
Who would, that's permanent easement,
Yes,
$5,100 to get the permanent easement, which that sounds like it'd be plenty, width-wise. Who pays for it?
the district. That's how the code reads at least.
So that-
The district has a right.
District
to acquire-
35, correct? District 35 pays for that permanent easement. The landowners get their little amount for that.
Right,
The district has permanent easement, but there's no cost to the landowners, then the district takes care
right,
of
where you're
that.
getting the...
This is like option one on, am I following that correctly?
Yes, correct,
So the district has permanent easement to maintain that section,
yes.
and the landowners have no expense involved then. There's no annexation of that
So
area.
as per Michelle, with the hospital.
Right.
She was worried about trees down along, back there by Springville. I drove back in there a few nights ago, and that creek comes really pretty close to the west side of their property. So I guess my feeling that if we went in and you did an easement like that, I mean, you wouldn't have to go in and pull all those trees out of there that are, good trees,
Right.
would you? I mean,
No.
that's their biggest concern.
I tried to work around a lot of those.
With the ability to leave the trees there for the look of the nature or the whatever, but it's just stuff that's dead and falling over and broken off, and that gets down in there and gets plugged and
go.
you say.
Mhm.
So, I guess it's at least an option to look at it and be able to walk up through there sometime, maybe towards fall, and
Yeah, I walked up a ways and then looked at it again from the north, and, yeah, to get a little better idea.
all right.
Mosquitoes weren't that bad that day, I was shocked, but,
Well, yeah, just because there's whatever amount to a 70-foot easement,
right.
doesn't mean you take every tree out within
No,
that.
no.
It's the offending brush
Yeah.
and crap and rogue trees that have been growing in there for years.
And I'd encourage you to have, say, maybe myself, go walk through part of that with the contractor and say, here's what needs to come out of here.
Yeah,
Bingo.
go in there with the spray can and spray paint the ones you wanna keep.
It's not a slash and burn, it's
No,
a
no.
cleanup.
Right,
I think,
right.
That's our hope, is we'll make it more usable for all of them.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Perfect.
good. When are we gonna, I don't think we have any date set on, getting back together with the landowners, like we had the big discussion here a couple weeks ago with
I don't
them.
think you said anything.
I think if we went over there and just took a look at it, maybe either individually and just see what your numbers showed, foot-wise, give us a better idea before you go bringing them all back in here and throwing
Sure.
another rock at the hornet's nest. Because half of them don't really care.
No.
The other half are afraid that we're gonna go in and,
Cut everything down.
yeah, nuke the whole area, so.
No, I think we did have a discussion, and speaking of mosquitoes, maybe a little later, after the killing frost, to really
I think that's a great idea.
investigate, and we get in there, like you said, Bruce, physically look at it, maybe even have Michelle, she has the biggest concern probably for the hospital property, go out and look, have this, informal discussion, then have another get-together
Right.
by the end of this year.
That works. We also discussed last week about possibly, up on number 11, where Doug Marceau, did that washout up there. I went up and looked at it while Eric was gone. He said there's some spots up in through there that look like it's fairly deep. Rick made the comment that it's been a while since anything's been done up there, so whether you wanted to do some spot clean out in there, or whether you'd wanna just do a full-fledged,
All we need is clean, go in there and make some clean.
yeah, however,
I myself haven't looked at it.
This is ditch 11, did you say?
Yeah.
it's up, it'd be up, west of Bode, runs off towards the Addison Blacktop off that
No,
elm, yeah.
I think it's like where DD five start, or, sub five
Oh, sure,
to the north and west.
okay.
But I don't remember, we had a clean out there.
Did you have a farmer come in and talk to you, or was it just Doug, or who's?
Doug was just
They
wondering
were doing
if we
some
would...
repair, and then he said that, yeah, there's some spot clean out, but
Don't really wanna do a spot clean out, where do you start and where do you stop?
that was the thing.
And with that spot, we got a bunch of stuff in there, maybe we should consider doing something in that area, and then I had Trish look and see if there's been anything done
What the
in
history is.
history of it lately,
Last year,
so...
Rick Peterson.
Yeah.
and-
They have, well-
They've been doing some work up in their spots here.
There is,
Hey,
had to get the exact location, he has, an area, Rick Peterson does, to finish this fall, because it got so late this spring, and they were going to finish, but requested to wait until fall, and I mean, there again, I'd have to look on the map, I can show you right where that is. Well, not exact area, but part of it was, put on hold, and he is gonna be
Real
back.
close to the area we're talking about.
All right,
So, I'd let that area get done, and he'll have it done this fall, after the crops are out, 'cause it got pushed back so far, and he had equipment troubles, and then just, he was good to say, I will finish it this fall then. The landowners obviously didn't want him out there running over the crops and then mud and all that. So, but I think what Bruce's thought after talking to Doug is if there is an area that we have it engineered, if you will, instead of saying, go a spot clean out for this area, maybe see if it shouldn't be a complete clean out for that area.
well, that would be my idea, as to how far do you,
Yeah,
where do you start and where do you stop?
Yeah.
If it's a mess, it might just need to be cleaned, so. All right,
Couple more things.
sure,
That should
we
be-
got all kinds of time, we're way ahead of schedule, we're looking for stuff.
Yeah, right, I'll bet.
Well.
Speak for yourself, right?
DD 35 Branch C, Al Erickson, they were gonna be hauling more pipe last Thursday and Friday, moving equipment today and tomorrow, and starting to dig Wednesday. I just talked to them
Huh,
Thursday or Friday about that, so they'll be in on that soon. Our inspectors updated on it, and, yeah, we'll be here with our eyes on them. Gerke, who got sub 5 of 11, I talked to them. We got the pre-construction meeting Wednesday this week with them here, if anybody wants to come. 10, I believe, let me... Isn't it 10?
10:30. I don't remember, maybe it is 10.
Maybe.
Want me me to look.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
know about it if I could.
So, yeah, we're gonna go over
That was
everything with them.
what was the number again?
Sub 5 of 11.
Sub 5 of
Yeah.
11. Sandy, do you know where that's at?
No, I do not.
I've been on here 3 years, and my head's still swimming when they give you numbers.
It's on the Bradgate blacktop.
It's north and west of Rutland, pretty much more straight north.
Yeah,
Which one?
the very south end of it is about 2 miles east of Bradgate,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I thought,
crosses the highway.
What time does it come up with?
Yes.
10 o'clock.
10, Bill?
10 o'clock Wednesday?
Yep, here. Who's all gonna be here? I can put out an
You
agenda.
better just put it out
Okay.
in case we have more than 3. Be safest.
Yeah.
And I talked to the contractor on that sub-5 project. They don't have the start time pinned down, but he's thinking shortly after Labor Day. Or the
I've had
starting.
conversations with some of the farmers out there, and they've been saying it's gonna be early, we're gonna get in there,
Oh, yeah,
so.
I believe it, so. And we'll go over everything with them at the pre-construction meeting. That's the one where it's plastic pipe and lots of fresh limestone, so.
We have a priest or anybody that can go out and bless that before, I'm not
If you find one, let
Catholic,
me
but
know.
I can find the Lutheran one that might come out, but
Get a priest, a pastor, and a rabbi.
Yeah.
Cover all
Yes,
bases.
get it all
it's
covered.
just, it's plastic, unless think,
No, it'll be fine.
It's gonna be wonderful.
We got it.
you can put that in paper.
Yeah.
Looking for help.
Divine intervention.
Four-leaf clover.
There you, I'd rather go with that.
It's a Randy I've been talking to in their office, and he's actually coming over Wednesday with other people. And, yeah, like I say, we'll go over everything. We're gonna have somebody that full-time, get our eyes on it, keep our eyes on it, so.
I mean, every project's important.
Oh, yeah.
Every last project. So I don't wanna say this is any more or less important.
Right.
But, but I don't think we need divine intervention, we just need to have this done correctly,
There you go.
period.
Yep.
There isn't gonna be any of this after the fact, something's goofed up.
No, no.
It's gonna be good from the start to the finish, and we're gonna make
Well, I think
real
it'll work.
sure of
I
it.
just,
Oh, yeah, I have no qualms that it will
I'm
not
pretty
turn
sure
on the
the
spot.
ADF over there is gonna be
They could,
Johnny on the spot.
maybe they could set up their
I have
campers.
a feeling they're gonna be watching it pretty closely.
Right.
Absolutely, they want a big success.
Maybe that'll be like a camping trip for them. They can spend a lot of time out there.
Yeah, they want a big success right here.
God knows it won't be coming very far.
No,
when it's
No,
all coming
yeah.
to Beagle
freight
Grove,
on it
so.
shouldn't
Yeah.
be too high.
Yeah, weight isn't too bad either. So, yeah, I was down here last week looking at a bulkhead on DD 33 open ditch. It's basically north of town, a couple miles, slightly east.
Boswell's land?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
I'll look at it.
The bulkhead's just kinda hanging there. I mean, it's still in place, but it's washed out badly underneath it. Met with Gary Jensen out there, Hunter Mark, I think it was Dave and Tom. Something needs to be done or that bulkhead's gonna be in the ditch, so,
Where's, I'm not familiar.
Blacktop heading to Martin Marietta out there. The first gravel road, turn and go north, the second bridge, or box, go over the box and then to the bridge. It's on the west side.
yeah. County K Road, the short stretch that's east-west, I mean, it's just south of that, in the middle of that east-west section of it.
So when you say it's washed, would you have to take the whole thing out, or
Nope.
can you save?
We can save it.
That's
We can
kinda,
save it.
I think it could probably be
Yeah.
saved.
What we talked about with Jens was digging a trench just alongside of the bulkhead, forming a concrete wall up to actually block the flow of the water underneath the bulkhead, and then fill in soil.
Get my maps upside down here for me.
Seeded. And there's the culvert leading back through the bulkhead is in bad
West
shape.
side of the
so they
landfill.
replaced that too.
There's
It's
County
leaking
DD.
badly around
There's the
the
curve,
CMP
it's
onto
right
the
here.
plastic pipe,
Right there.
leaking real bad, so they replaced that pipe also.
Road 9,
So how
there's
is
that
it,
number.
is it,
30, I believe.
what size pipe's coming through there?
15 or 18 inch.
And it's washed that bad? Is it-
Well,
is that-
Years ago, they stuck in some plastic.
Yeah.
They did some repair work. Did you see that junction box in the back?
Yes.
I figured that's what that is the junction.
Well,
box.
they hadn't dug it up yet, but they're going to.
Yeah, they were kinda hoping it was an egg well,
Oh,
but
that's
it was a
right.
junction box.
Yeah.
Right here.
It was brick, it was laid up in brick. It's
Oh, mercy.
old
Yeah, where it comes
craftsmanship
across
there,
the road,
laying up
that's
the
right
brick.
here is where the problem is.
The
It's,
tile dumping into the ditch bulkhead is just,
You know, it's probably, what is it, 18 or goes through the cement
Yeah,
bulkhead.
I guess
The
18.
whole, it leaked behind, the water come in, washed the bulkhead out, but they had a lot of runoff from the field.
Oh, it carries a lot of acres down through it. There's a grass waterway leading to this bulkhead. And once it started going underneath it, it just took...
so the surface water is what did
Yeah,
it. The
surface
tile is
water.
okay?
They're gonna replace it back
No.
through the bulkhead
No,
to
it's
this
leaking
brick
in. You know,
structure.
now you look in there, it's leaking out where they connected it, and they need to go back.
So it needs some tile repair,
Yep, a concrete wall poured to block off the flow, and then backfill, seed, yeah.
And then
I
probably
sent a
some
description.
riprap at the top of the bulkhead, probably
Yeah.
some rock up in there or
there's a
something.
vicious amount of water.
Oh, huge amount of water, yeah.
Yeah.
How big is that tile? You said 18 inch?
About that,
Yeah, 15, 18.
yeah.
Okay. So, has there been a work order turned in on this?
Well, she's wondering how you build that. Is that private, is that?
Well...
It's a private tile. It's not a
Not a
district tile.
district tile, but
It's
it's...
a private tile.
If that washes in, you got an enormous problem
I was gonna
in the
say.
ditch.
Like, I always look at the county, or not say the county, the district always pays for the pipe entering the ditch.
Mhm.
So many feet back, they should pay for the material. So it's
Yeah.
done properly.
It'd be good if you came up with a guide to how to handle that, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of soil washed into the ditch, it's,
Yeah, it needs to
restriction
be
in the
cleaned up a
ditch.
little bit there.
So, I mean, the bulkhead is affecting the county ditch.
Is the bulkhead
Is what? No?
in the ditch?
It's on the side of the ditch, it's not like an end, it's a
No,
side.
it's side. But if it would be in the easement area of the ditch?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
It's at the, basically at the top of the slope.
Yeah, it's basically a cement wall, with the pipe going through it.
Right.
The water went behind the cement wall, under it, instead of going over the top.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good summary right there.
And imagine with water at the speed that it was going earlier, just,
Oh, it really washed
Really
it out.
washed it.
I mean,
Oh.
it's big enough, for a cow to go under it.
Hmm.
It's not just a little hole.
No, it's big.
Well,
It's going to wash in. if
Yeah, it'll
something
eventually
isn't
it'll take
done.
the whole bulkhead and it'll fall into the ditch.
Yeah,
So, you know, either you gotta pull the bulkhead out, rip wrap it, or repair the bulkhead. It's your two options. And either one of them aren't real cheap, but
No.
I think the district would warrant them to pay for the materials for it, so it's done properly, and then the landowners pay the labor. Okay, that's typically how we do pipes going through ditch banks.
that's what she just said.
correct.
yeah, if that's policy, that, yeah.
So are we looking at the whole repair situation that, so any rock, concrete, pipe, tile, the district will get billed for that, but the landowners will have to pay for
Seems
the...
appropriate for what you're saying.
So that, you're right, that's, because if the landowner has well, it is a private tile, and it's not quite as extreme as this, but his culvert is junk, then the district that he's in will pay for the new culvert, but he'll have to install it. So this is, you're basing it off
Yeah,
of that.
basing it off the same...
I think that's fair.
With everybody
Yeah.
else.
Because this is obviously gonna be a little more than just a 8-inch culvert
Oh, yeah.
replacement, but
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fair to, district pays for all the materials.
Yeah.
And the materials, everything from, are we gonna say rock to dirt to concrete,
Assume so.
pipe.
That, if you're gonna do materials,
But
that's what it's gonna take.
Landowner or owners are gonna have to pay for the labor to
So,
fix it.
you said Gary was out there,
Yes,
so is
I
he
think that's
willing to get
correct.
started on it, or what?
sounds like it. But he should be made aware, or the landowner made aware as far as how the expenses will be handled.
I think
That's
how...
that's how I instructed them when I was out
Okay.
there that day, so.
Good.
Oh, good.
Well, that is the policy of it.
Okay. All I really agreed to do was give a description of the work to be done.
So,
Is there approximate cost?
I didn't get anything from...
It's not gonna exceed anything?
No,
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be $5,000 minimum.
yeah.
But not,
It won't be
she's
no
not,
$50,000.
that's what she's after, I think.
okay.
We're all gun shy of that number that you did, got bid it?
Yeah.
No,
No, it doesn't need to be.
No,
It just
no.
needs to be repaired.
I think, like Rick's point though, that is the procedure of private tile repair. So we repair the structure, in this case, there's a bulkhead, the tile, the rock, the cement, the dirt, but the landowner has to pay for the labor.
Could we have Gary give us a...
It'd be nice
Yeah,
if it was a ballpark figure.
Just shoot us a
Some
number
numbers.
as opposed to
Rather
just
than
shooting
guessing.
from the hip and saying, oh, we remember that day that Rick Peterson bid it at roughly 5,000.
Yeah,
No, I
I'd
think
rather
that's a
do
great
that.
idea.
I just,
Yeah.
that way we don't,
yeah. When I said that 5,000, that's...
I know, I'm just
material,
using that
not a-
number.
It's gonna take a load of concrete out there and
Mm-hmm.
a
Well,
couple loads of rock and...
if you're gonna tear into it, you might as well fix it right as opposed to...
Oh, yeah.
And
5 years
that's the
later.
purpose of the county paying for the material, so it does get done properly.
Yes.
Or not the county, the district.
Do you have his number? You ready to call him?
Spot on.
You can call him? Or you want me to
So it
call
ain't
him?
done
Here, didn't
hazardly.
Oh, I don't care, you
Well,
can,
you, makes no difference to me.
You can
That's
call.
why they wanted the steel culvert
you have a way with it.
going into the ditch, even if it's
Yeah.
private tile, so that it's maintained,
If you
it's
want,
there.
they will do
It's
that.
there.
They don't try to just put something, dump,
Some.
yeah.
No, that's right.
Got that covered.
What other good news you have?
Oh, it's gotta be good news now? No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Good work, Rick.
We appreciate it. I think we've come down towards the end there.
Needs a lot of drainage first, so.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna ask you if you had anything to cover.
Oh.
No?
Motion
All right, we have a motion.
But,
to
well,
go
while we're in drainage, not this...
He just got a text from Carl that covers.
No, I didn't get a text from Carl, but this is this tri-county business and beavers. So, just the fact that it's a tri-county district, or districts in this case, so does that mean I'm just signing off on our portion of
Yes.
this?
Yes.
So it is split 3 ways? Will I
Our
get...
beavers should be wearing blue and gold, 'cause they're Humboldt colors.
That's fine. Yep, yeah, every time you see a beaver with blue and gold, you shoot the sucker. Then we know. But, so I got all this stuff from Pocahontas, I think it's mostly Pocahontas.
Be red and black.
Pocahontas, yes, so, I just wanna make sure that we're only paying, yeah, we're paying our
Yep.
portion.
It's only to authorize or sign off on it, and then they pay it, Pocahontas will, and then they'll do an assessment,
Just-
and then it's apportioned.
Right,
Okay.
so we're gonna build, but it's just still that it's a try, so we're a third. I don't wanna, yeah, 'cause they got a lot of beavers over there. Holy cow.
Well,
That's my only question, so then we'll be fine with it.
we're good.
I'm gonna take that as a part-time job. Not.
I would accept the motion to go out of drainage, I
I'll
think Rick
move
made
to
it.
go out of range.
Second.
And second, all in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Both same sign, we're out. Now, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Pose same sign, we're out at 9:51.